We are starting to stream. All right, good evening, everyone. It is Thursday night, and for some people, it might be Friday. welcome to the NLG show. It is a pleasure to have everyone in tonight. And look, the chat room is already hopping. We had our brother Techno Fabulous was the first one in, and so we are here. It is a glorious night for game talk. We have a great guest who I forgot before we started the show to ask her how she pronounced her last name, so we're gonna get her to say that before, but we want to welcome everybody, and
just call me Kat, it's okay.
All right, our guest tonight from over in Portugal. We are truly sometimes it's awesome. We have all this all these different countries. We are an international podcast in many ways. Catarina from Xbox PT Dummies. How are you, Kat?
I'm great. I thought I would be sleeping by now, but I'm all good.
Well, we truly.
Last week I was sleeping.
Yes, literally. Except it was 8:30 over where you were, Chris. So, but that's okay. So, Kat, welcome. It's great to have you.
Thank you for the invite.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for staying up.
Glad to be here.
So, and the gentleman behind you playing Gears.
Yep. Say hi. Yeah, you're still focused.
That's awesome. So that's all right. I think Peter's playing Gears right now too.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Is he?
I tell you, the PC stuff, it's garbage. Oh, what the heck?
I'm glad it's early here because he can't speak too much, so his rage mode can turn on.
So we might get a show tonight, like a show within a show.
Better not, because my mom is asleep, and honestly, this is like one of the best times to be in a podcast because the dog is asleep. He can't go into rage mode. It's perfectly quiet. No problem.
Well,
Kat, is your husband playing on ranked? Is he playing ranked?
What? Rank? Yeah.
He's playing ranked. Okay.
We always play rank.
Oh, we
always.
Is he opt out of the PC crossplay? Or
Sorry,
doesn't
what?
matter? Is he playing with the crossplay with PC, or does he stay off of only on Xbox?
He's playing on Xbox, yeah.
Oh, but does he do crossplay? Does he play against the PC players?
PC.
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
Once in a while when they come, yeah. That's not an issue for us.
Well, you know what? It's a good question. We'll ask you later on. To get your thoughts on things like that. So tell us a little bit about yourself and so above your picture there is the logo for your site, Xbox PT Dummies. So
exactly.
Would love to know a bit about you and Xbox PT Dummies and your gaming history, and man, I know. So why don't we start with who you are and your site?
Well, I'm 25 years old. I live in Porto, Portugal, which is up in the north, not in Lisbon, the capital. I play video games since I remember. I always had this artistic side. I always loved video games, especially the artistic side of video gaming as well. I fell in love with Halo years ago. It was Halo that made me buy Xbox 360. Eventually, I came to know Portuguese people. Came to get in Portuguese Facebook groups, and one time I just got tired of all of them and created my own. Basically, because it wasn't a good environment, especially because I am a girl, or was a girl. Now I am a woman, supposedly. But back then I was like 16, 17, and it was horrible. Sometimes I still get some kind of comments.
Really?
Yeah. Unfortunately,
Yeah. But now
That's the sad part.
whatever.
Yeah.
You just have to deal with it.
Yeah, you know what takes care of that real quick? Constant headshots. Yeah, you chase them away when you're better than them.
Yeah. But anyway, it's not just that. Even if someone would make a simple question, people would joke about it, and I didn't like that kind of thing. So I just created my own group. In fact, this next Sunday it will be 4 years since I created the group.
Wow.
Yeah, we are celebrating big time. Yeah, thank you.
Congratulations.
So it started as a project of my own. I had no idea, and I never dreamed it would come to what it is today. Not at all. It was like a hobby. With time, I started to like to inform people, because one of the things that I realized about Portuguese people, and really overall, is the lack of information or misinformation, which is horrible, because I was like, oh my God, how can people think this about something else that is not true? And I was always trying to clarify people about whatever. Then I graduated. I tried to do something with my in my area, which is plastic arts. I couldn't, unfortunately. And on the other way, maybe I'm glad it didn't work, because I wouldn't be here today. And then I decided to create a website, because I thought Facebook group was not enough for what I wanted to do. In a few weeks, people started to join and wanting to create the website together, which was great. So the website that we are seeing today was created almost 2 years ago. We'll also celebrate its second year on Sunday, because we decided to use the same date of the creation of the group. And since then, things just flew. We started having lots of codes to review games, of all sorts of games. We started having people that wanted to join and help. Of course, it's a volunteer work. We receive nothing for it. From that moment on, a lot of things happened, really. That was in 2017, September. In June 2018, Tiago, my husband, and I had the luck to win FunFest tickets for E3.
Wow.
Yeah, it was amazing, really. I took it as a sign. To me, it was really personal. We had a great time, and from the moment I went there, I just thought, no, I gotta have this in Portugal. I want people to feel what I felt there, because I felt home, and that's really rare for someone like me. It was an amazing journey. We met Chris Munson, the FanFest guy. We met Aaron Greenberg. This year, since we had established a certain name here in Portugal, we were invited to watch the briefing live, which we did. So 2 E3s, more or less. Just a briefing this year, but it was fun as well. We finally met, for example, Mike Ibarra, Bonnie Ross, Rod Ferguson. So it was a good year as well. And we have been accomplishing a lot of good things. And we're still trying to get Xbox attention to our country, because the things here in Portugal are not good at all. And that's what we have been trying to do. And I believe we are in the good course. Yeah.
So that's interesting to me. Tell me, tell us more about that. What kind of things do they talk about? Especially in the gaming community at large. What is Portuguese gaming Twitter like as bad as our gaming Twitter?
No. Actually, in Portugal, people don't care much about Twitter. They care more about Instagram.
Oh, well, okay.
And Facebook,
yeah. So interesting you say Facebook. Facebook's kind of dead here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
But Instagram, every kid with a phone's got Instagram.
Yeah, that's true. Yes, in a way, we wanted to try to put some Portuguese people on Twitter because Twitter, well, you got everyone there. Everyone sees you.
Sure.
So the projection would be completely different. But we had to explain the Xbox staff, the people that we are talking to, that Portuguese are still,
You guys are
still
gamers
way
too,
behind.
right?
Well behind, yeah. We're all gamers and all, but in certain things we're still, a century ago or something. I don't know. Whatever. Nobody cares about Twitter. People are like, why do I want to create another Twitter account? Why? I have Facebook. I barely even use Facebook. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's not the
same
worst.
It's not
thing.
worth it.
It's not the worst
But,
thing in the world.
Yeah, but Twitter is a great tool if you want to know about things. If you want to know about everything that is going on, Twitter.
That's true.
That's how I found you on Twitter, and especially I think around E3 when I took notice on Xbox PT Dummies that I saw your tweets on what was going on during E3 and so on. So I respect what you're doing and with the site, and then your passion for gaming, and you prefer gaming on Xbox, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I noticed that you're trying to bring that attention to Portugal, and and what you're trying to, you went to E3 and you're trying to get some of these guys, the PR guys like Aaron Greenberg and Mikey Barr to take notice, because they've been in other countries, right? They've been they're popular in Mexico. They're going to London, and you can see that they're trying to bring Xbox FanFest to other countries. So what you're doing, it's a good start. It's not going to happen unless you try it, right? And you are trying.
Exactly.
Y'all are doing the best you can. So I wouldn't be surprised if one day that, who knows, there might be an Xbox FanFest coming y'all's way. So that'd be great.
We've been surprised every single day, so why not?
Yeah. And then, I saw that y'all went to Comic-Con, right? Portugal Comic-Con.
Yeah.
A little bit of gaming. Y'all had were you running the Xbox?
No. We had the intern at Xbox Portugal there, and every time there is an event, we offer our help. Okay. So it guarantees that we can get in without paying. Of course, we're helping.
Hey, you do what you have to do.
Yeah, which is, and we stay there. We'll help him, and sometimes we take shifts. Like, for example, he has to go to eat, and we stay there. And the other way around, But it's been fun. It brings a lot of great experience. But one of the things that we really notice is there's a huge place for PlayStation. There's maybe not so huge, but there is also a huge place for Nintendo. But there's this tiny little thing for Xbox, and that's one of the things we're trying to change. Because how can you get more customers if you don't invest? You gotta have something.
It's funny you mentioned that. There was, I was having a conversation on the Twitters with a couple of people over exactly that. Talking about where Xbox's reach is, and they still, even with the changes that they've made with their CEO, with all the things they're doing, they still seem to stay a little more U.S. UK centric. You know, and you know, part of it is because you know this is where the revenue is. This is where the money is.
Yeah.
You know, but at the same time, you hit the nail right on the head. How do you expand and how do you grow that global brand if you're not willing to put the time and effort in? And you know, you guys, it's interesting because I'm going to be very straightforward. Until Chris introduced me to you, I really didn't know anything about Xbox PT Dummies. I didn't know. I started to look when you know, when I knew you were coming on the show, and I wanted to do some research and kind of get a sense of it. I don't know what the market's like over there, other than the fact that you know everywhere else in the world is Sony, and that is somewhat by their design, and it's somewhat you know by trends. So, what's the overall gaming culture like in Portugal? Is it a big gaming country? I mean, do you guys have a lot of are a lot of the young people, maybe some old people? I mean, you know, we're all old people here on the left.
Yeah.
You know, is it a big gaming place?
Well, for the past few years, yes, I would say the gaming community is growing. Of course, we always have kids that the only thing they play is Fortnite.
Okay, so not much different than here.
Yeah, whatever. I don't care. But for example, we had Lisbon Games Week for the past 4 years. So you can imagine that that 4 years ago is almost 5 years ago is more or less when Portugal was more focused in the gaming community and celebrating gaming. Comic-Con also for 4 or 5 years. The pop culture and all. So it's something that is still recent. When I've been to Lisbon Games Week last year, people that have been there the year before told me that it was twice the size, which is amazing. I can only imagine what will be this year. So the gaming community is still growing, as I said. It is a country that is mostly Sony, which is fine. The only problem is the Xbox fans that don't feel the support. That is the problem, because honestly I'm not concerned in picking up in Portugal and making an Xbox country. That's not my my goal. My goal is to bring support to the Xbox fan, because a lot of them just switch sides, whatever you want to call it, went to PlayStation, came back, whatever, because they are not acknowledge that Xbox has good qualities, and they love Xbox, and they love games like Halo and Gears and Forza, but they feel that nobody cares about them, you know? That's the issue, really.
So hopefully someone will catch wind of this show, because I you know, they talk about the fans so much, but again, they seem to talk about a certain demographic of fan.
Yeah.
You know, you have E3. You know, you have E3. You've got Gamescom. So obviously, you know, they want to. You know, that's, you know, they do that. We have Comic-Cons here too, and all the gaming companies are kind of starting to really be part of Comic-Con, and as Chris just said, PAX, you know, which are they started as indie shows, and now all of a sudden the rest of the larger places are coming up on. It is sad to hear that. I you know, and it's a reality, and it's a reality that you know, for better or for worse, Sony's there, Nintendo's there, and they're in your face in a lot of times, right? I mean, you know,
Yeah.
Does Sony and Nintendo, do they interact with the gaming communities there in Portugal? Or are they just,
honestly,
or is it just advertising?
honestly, I don't know because I don't follow either Nintendo nor PlayStation.
Gotcha.
But I do know that they have people working here in Portugal that are dedicated to make an appearance. You can notice that. But Xbox doesn't have it.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, real quick, I was going to say, because you do. I mean, Xbox is behind. Definitely, they are behind the world as far as compared to Sony and Nintendo. I mean, they're a younger gaming. Xbox is a younger gaming company. So, but ever since you've seen Phil take over, they have slowly started to spread that. Coming up with Xbox Fan Fest and so on. So a matter. I think it's a matter of time, and hopefully it does come your way. Not just in London and in certain countries.
Yeah, I have the feeling that they are starting to take the focus out of the US and they are starting to go to Europe. I think we've seen that with the first Microsoft store in the UK. It's going to be the first FanFest in London. It's going to be EXO. So I think they are really trying to conquer Europe.
Now, are you
going
to?
They have to.
Are you going to be able to?
They have to spread. Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. Are you going to get to go to EXO?
No, sadly I can't. It really hurts me. Both E3s were expensive enough, as you can imagine, because we spent basically all our money on it. Right now, we had to set priorities because we have a dog. She needs a knee surgery, and that is probably expensive. So I said no, whatever, 10 euros, 20 euros, 1 cent is. I have to save. I wish I could go, but can't have everything.
I get a GoFundMe for these people, for their dog.
Yeah, I wish. Yeah, we can take care of the dog, but we can't go to EXO. It is accessible, especially because we have friends that could lend us their places to stay. But no, we can. Yeah.
We noticed your husband's getting a little amps behind you. He started leaning forward.
Yeah, he's really focused.
He was like this earlier, and all of a sudden he started slowly bringing it in.
Yeah. When we are doing live streams, one of the things people love is when he enters rage mode. Everybody's like, "Oh, there he goes." And it's funny because we're different. I'm like, calm down, man. And it's like, God, but we have to win. I'm like, what is the matter? Just have fun.
You can't tell it. You can't tell a competitive ranked player to just have fun.
I like to win. I like to go to Halo 5 or Halo the Master Chief Collection and win. Of course, I have way more fun when I'm winning. But if I'm not winning, something stupid happens, like someone betraying me out of nowhere for no apparent reason, and of course not on purpose. I laughed, and he gets into rage mode.
All right.
It's like, who betrayed me? And I'm like, oh my god, someone just betrayed me, lol, whatever. It's completely different. Completely different.
Oh.
One thing that I remembered, I don't know if you guys know about Web Summit.
I've heard of it. I don't know a lot about it, but I've heard of it.
Okay. Maybe I'm not the best person to explain about it. Web Summit is a huge event, international event.
In Lisbon, right?
Yeah, it's in Lisbon. That gathers companies from all over the world, that counts with speakers from all over the world on any kind of, whatever kind of career they have. One of the great things that happened is that last year it was announced that Web Summit will be held in Lisbon for the next 10 years, which is amazing.
Nice.
And this April, we found out that one of the first 200 speakers announced was Brad Smith, again, from Microsoft. He was here last year. And, most importantly, Phil Spencer.
Oh,
Phil Spencer is coming here.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, no. We have to kidnap the guy. I don't know. We have to take the guy out and make him do stuff here.
Okay. I'm glad you finished that sentence.
Yeah. I was really excited. It's in November. The first
November
week
4th.
of November. Yeah.
So is that this year he's coming or next year?
This year.
This year. All right. So
Yeah.
you gotta get him out for some beers, and then
sure.
yes. That's
But
excellent.
he I don't know if you guys noticed, but he already knows us as well.
That's fantastic.
There's a tweet because we made before we went to this year's Microsoft briefing, we decided to make a few T-shirts for them and have a personalized dummy like mine on the back for 5 people, which is Aaron Greenberg, Chris Manson, Mike Ibarra, Phil Spencer, and Taylor Smith. Taylor Smith is this amazing guy that is working next to Aaron Greenberg. He also works in marketing, and he's the guy we have been talking to for over a year, and is doing his best to make sure that we can get things that we want here, which is amazing. So we are in talks with Xbox. Xbox knows us. All those guys know us. Anyway, I was saying, I was trying to make sure that Phil got his T-shirt because we gave the T-shirts to Mike Ibarra, and we said, oh well, we're not gonna be able to see Phil probably. Could you please give him the T-shirt? Only a few weeks ago, I had the reply from Phil himself. He answered the tweet and said, don't blame Mike, okay? I got the T-shirt. Thank you for what you're doing in Portugal. And we were like, yay! Finally an answer.
Nice.
That's
Very
really
nice.
amazing.
That is.
Yeah. These guys are really amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, they these past few years they've been very good communicating back with people in the community.
Yeah, they're really accessible, which is amazing. It's great.
Yes, yeah.
It's not those guys are up there and we're down here. No, we're all people. We're all exchanging ideas.
They're gamers too.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I love about them, because they are fans as well. They're not working. They are having fun. Which is great. Yeah.
Nice. I got to stop for a second because I just read over on the left-hand side there that my brother John is getting a Marble Madness arcade cabinet.
Oh, nice.
That was I never got the chance to play Marble Madness in the arcade, but that was one of my first. I had that on the Atari. Did I have that on the Atari? Or did I have that on the PC? One of my first PC games. No, it was one of my first Tandy games. On my Tandy 1000 EX. Oh my goodness. John likes to try to make me feel young sometimes because we're all old men over here.
Yeah, we all started on Atari when they first came out.
Yep.
We were still young when that came out. So
I was the Intellivision guy. So, which I cannot wait till next year. By the way, the Intellivision amiibo, that is mine. So, all right. So, take us through. So, Xbox PT Dummies is your site, right? So it's your creation.
The content, the content, it is mostly my creation. Of course, we have a lot of different writers.
Wonderful.
The design, it was not mine. It was designed by me, but it wasn't me who put it into practice.
Sure.
So the website is an effort that was created with a few people. Yeah.
Excellent.
In total, the team already had or has people. Okay, sorry. In total, people that still are or were part of the team, over 20 people passed by Xbox PT Dummies.
Wow, that's a big group. That's excellent.
Yeah, right now we're about not even 10, but yeah, a lot of people passed by Xbox PT Dummies, and I hope they gained some experience. I hope they liked it. We met amazing people. This whole experience has been amazing in all levels, really.
So some of the go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say that's why we do this, also to meet gamers like you, and we have others that come together and just share our passion.
Yeah.
That's what we'd enjoyed to do. So
yeah,
definitely glad to glad to have you on here and share that experience with us. So.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, especially.
Yeah, in fact,
the story
sorry.
is wonderful.
In fact, this guy over here, I met him because of Xbox.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember you mentioned that earlier. So,
yeah, we're together for 4 years.
Wow, the console of love.
No, we met online. We didn't connect at first,
Okay, so all right,
we
got to hear this story. All right, hold on, let me.
He loves to talk about this. He's always like, "Oh my God, oh God," because he wanted to play with me, and I would say, "I don't have a microphone," and he and he realized that I had a microphone. I was in a party.
Oh my goodness!
I don't remember why. I do remember that he had this fame of being a womanizer, but I also had the fame of being selfish or arrogant. And when he knew that, he was like, interesting. I want to meet her. But yeah, it says that he wanted to meet. He wanted to get to know me because of that, and he realized that I wasn't like that at all. And I realized he wasn't a womanizer, I think.
Well, thank goodness for that.
Yeah. So yeah, we've been together for 4 years.
Wonderful.
We've been living together for 3 years because he was living next to Lisbon. It's only about 300 kilometers away, but we couldn't stand the distance.
Aww.
So yeah, we got together.
So what game did you meet on?
That's a good question. I think it was Halo, one of the Halos. What Halo? Halo Reach or Halo 4?
Wow.
Yeah, probably. Because I was like, "Hey, you want to play with me?" And he was like, "No, not really. I don't want to play Big Team Battle." And I was like, "Come on, I love Big Team Battle." It was like, "No, I hate Big Team Battle." Whatever.
And then it was love at first shot. That is fantastic.
Yeah,
I mean, that is a fantastic story.
Yeah,
See?
and we are kind of different. In fact, I had to get used to him because when he's playing, he's a completely different person. So we're on the same
we
team.
all have you?
Yeah,
you haven't seen Peter in these multiplayer games.
Wow, what did I do?
We're just making sure you're still awake.
I'm still
Yeah,
there.
but it's like, for example, we're playing PUBG, and PUBG you have to be really focused, and when the time is running and there's fewer and fewer people, you get more nervous. You're more like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? Oh my god, I see a guy up there. Oh my god, you go do that. I go do that. Whatever. He gets really nervous. He starts talking really fast, and then I have this really great example that I'm so sorry that I didn't record, because we were fourth against the other another team that was 4 or 3 people. I don't remember, but 2 teams only. So the things started getting really tense, and stupid as I am. I picked up a stun grenade and I threw it, but it didn't go where I wanted, so I blinded all of us. But I'm only starting. Then out of nowhere, I also threw a smoke grenade, and nobody could see anything. But the thing is, while the smoke was still in the air, I decided to throw a frag grenade. Oh, no, calm down. Nobody died. I threw the grenade, and I passed the smoke, and I was like, oh my god, the grenade on the floor! Yay!
I can't laugh too much because there's an incident with me and Rainbow Six and attempting to heal someone but accidentally shooting them at the same time. So I can't laugh too much.
Yeah. So basically, Tiago here, oh my god, it just went nuts. It was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
See, I'm waiting to hear. We're waiting to catch that audio.
Oh yeah, I wish.
Because I think he's getting closer to the screen as the show goes on.
Oh god, I don't know if he's winning, if he's losing, but anyway, I had to get used to him. Why? Because he was really aggressive, even with me, and I really started to feel offended, and I was really upset. And then after a while, we just stopped playing, and I was with this face, really upset face, and he would turn to me. So, what are we going to do? We want to go out? Want to eat something? What are we going to have for dinner? I'm like, you're talking to me? How can you talk to me so normal after what you just said? And it was like, what? Oh no, that was just a game. I'm cool. And I'm like, I'm not cool. I'm not cool, dude.
Does he know you're talking about him like when he's sitting right there? Does he know?
I don't know.
He may not. Those headphones. I mean, he's got the.
He's in the game.
He's in the game. So.
Yeah. It says you can hear even with those headphones. But yeah, I had to get used to that and starting to realize that, okay, he's just in a moment, he's raging, whatever. It has nothing to do with me, so.
That's a lot of patience. Well, but it like I said, if you're happy. And Rainbow Six, do I kill or heal? Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, we have some funny talks as well. For example, we want to have children one day. So sometimes it's like, oh my god, if my kid wants a PlayStation, I'm gonna kill him. And I say, oh god, whatever. If he wants to have a PlayStation, I'll give him the PlayStation. The worst thing that a kid can tell me is, I don't want to play games. Oh yeah, no, that's horrible.
Oh my goodness.
Other than that, the kid can play whatever he or she wants. I have no problem with that.
Yeah, it's really weird. Is over here. I think it's the older people are the ones playing games. The kids are on their phones doing God knows what. Like my son, the only game he actually truly plays is Assassin's Creed Odyssey, because his grandmother got it for him for Hanukkah last year, so he's been playing that. But other than that, he doesn't play on a console. He's got an Xbox One upstairs. He's got a PlayStation down here. He didn't even want to Switch. He plays on his phone. He has no concept of, and he's 15. He has no concept of video gaming.
He's not like us. He has a really serious social life.
Yes, this is true.
He's not like us. We don't have a social life.
At work, and this is my social life right now.
Exactly.
This is our social life.
Yeah.
This is our social life, and then jumping on Xbox Live and talking in parties and yelling at the screen while we're
definitely.
So
I remember
my daughter
telling
right now.
Sorry,
No,
what?
I was gonna say real quick. My daughter right now, she's doing it right. She's playing on the Switch, so that's good parenting right there. But she plays a little bit of Xbox too, so
That's
she's a little
cool.
gamer. Both my
Well,
daughters.
we have here Xbox One, Xbox 360, the original Xbox. Tiago bought Nintendo Switch, but I think he regretted it. Whatever. He bought it because of Pokemon. And a few months ago, he also decided to buy again a Dreamcast because his older
My
one
man. My man.
is. Yeah.
My man.
Yeah,
If you could hear me, you are my new best friend.
Don't worry, I'll show him to. I'll show it to him later.
He should watch our last week's show. We did the 20th anniversary of the Dreamcast launch here.
I think I saw something. Yeah.
Yeah, it
That's
was.
Dreamcast.
Yes.
Yeah. And his story is that at the time PlayStation 2 was coming out, and his friends were all like, "You're gonna get PlayStation 2, right?" And it was like, "I heard about this Xbox from Microsoft. I think I'll try that one. They have this game Halo. It seems really cool." And his friends were all like, "What the hell are you going to do with your life? It's Microsoft."
God.
It's Microsoft. Come on, that thing's not going to work.
Wow.
But one of my favorite stories, it's not a particular one because it happened to a lot of people. I don't know if it happens in a lot of places in the world, but here in Portugal, when you say you want an Xbox, a console, whatever, people immediately think PlayStation. So what happened? For Christmas, I believe in 2002, a lot of kids were like, Mom, I want a PlayStation, Okay, fantastic. So they gave the kids an Xbox. And the kids were like, what the hell, Mom? I wanted a PlayStation. I don't want this. I don't know what the hell is this. And that's how they fell in love with Halo and with Xbox. And they're Xbox fans ever since. So I'm glad their moms purchased the wrong console. A lot of stories are like that, which is really funny. It's really, really funny.
That was me with the Genesis, with the Sega Genesis. I was.
Yeah, you wanted a Nintendo.
I wanted the NES. Yeah, exactly. I wanted the NES, and my dad brought home a Genesis, and I cried. And I was devastated, and how could you? And then I played it, and the pack-in. I love telling this story. The pack-in game is Altered Beast, and I turn it on and start the game, and and I heard that the God guy say "Rise from your grave," and then I forgot what a Nintendo was. For a long time.
Nintendo what?
Yeah, exactly. Genesis does what Nintendo don't.
Poor guys.
And then and then it took until the Nintendo 64 for me to get back into a Nintendo system at all. So I understand what you're saying completely.
Talk about the Genesis.
Really
Oh yeah. He got the Mini.
The Mini.
Oh,
He got the Mini.
Still fresh in the box.
It's in the box. What is wrong with you?
I haven't had time yet to unbox it.
You have a lot of boxes as well. Oh god.
Yeah, same here. So, now I'm gonna wait for your
I love
review,
those little
Peter.
mini retro consoles. They're just fun because I never had any of the Sega consoles. So it's just cool to have.
Yeah, he was sheltered. he had a sheltered life. He never knew them.
I was all Commodore 64, and then I went to pretty much PC after that.
No. So has he broke open his Dreamcast that he rebought? Did he play his Dreamcast?
No, it just it probably died. He decided to relax for a few seconds and is back.
Oh no! I was saying, did he? You said he got himself a retro Dreamcast, like a.
Oh yeah.
Has he played it?
No, I don't think so.
Tell him when he
because
needs advice.
Monitors, monitors and TVs these days don't allow those kind of consoles. It's just a bit difficult.
Not necessarily. You can. There are HDMI cables that you can get. Do you guys?
I think it's just a bit lazy.
Do you have do you guys have SCART in Portugal?
Do we have what? Sorry.
SCART. It's a
SCART.
Yeah, for TVs. It's Europe and Japan
Probably.
have it. It's like it's a special connector like we used to have.
If we don't have it, we'll just send it from
Okay.
from elsewhere. Don't worry.
All right. Well, if you go to Amazon and you look up Dreamcast HDMI cables, there are a ton of them. So it's easy to do. There's other ways to do it. If you look on our YouTube channel, I've got a video on how to do it. It's
Okay, cool. But I it's just really lazy, so I think that's the problem.
so it's just gonna sit there.
It's like, oh my god, I really want to have the Dreamcast. Okay, it's saved. Okay, fantastic.
And now
Whatever.
what? Right now what?
Hey,
It's saved there on a drawer somewhere.
we don't. We don't call it lazy here. We call it procrastination. Procrastinating. That's all.
It's his wife. He can call
It'll
it.
get
She
done
call
at
it
some
whatever
point.
she wants. So,
Yeah, I guess.
So so the logo and the site graphics and stuff were all your design, right?
Yep.
So Chris, one of the things Chris said that he really liked about what you did was your artistry and some of the things you draw and create and things. So this logo, your shirt, the graphics on the page, and there are some other artwork that I'm about to bring up. So how long have you been doing that?
What, art?
Art, yeah. Sorry, yeah, that. Yeah.
Basically, video gaming and art has always been with me. I don't remember when I started.
Okay, so a long time.
Yeah.
And I could tell that in your. Did you write the last review for Gears 5?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, and see, when I read your review, I can tell your appreciation for the art, the fine detail, and the game. The different areas, and I'm the same way.
All right.
I love gaming for the art that it brings.
So
Yeah, I mean,
Technofabulous says he will get you guys. He will buy you a pound HDMI cable for the Dreamcast. He says she seems like an awesome gamer. So.
oh god, don't bother.
So.
We'll manage.
They're
Even if we
cheap.
have the cable, I bet he won't connect it. Whatever.
He's got to. You got to show him. You got to show him last week's podcast.
Just wait for it, because we're living at my mom's house. We're hoping to be stable enough to have our own place, and then we'll have an altar with everything working and all the games and all the consoles. Yeah, we want that.
Excellent. So, all right. So I'm showing. We got some of your.
Yep.
Artwork here. So, so what kind of lovely, passionate things do you like to draw? I mean, video games, obviously.
Well, not exactly video games. I always like to create whatever comes to my mind.
Okay.
But it's not too abstract. I love to paint landscapes that are not from this earth.
Nice.
I like to travel, and Halo inspired me a lot because of it. Because one of the things that I always loved about Halo is the mystery. Old civilizations that are gone for years. For example, and visually, everything about Halo inspired me a lot. So I had this phase in my life for about 2 years or so that I just started doing a lot of Halo-inspired paintings. Some are directly related to some Halo landscapes or scenarios. For example, that one is the Ark. I imagine the Ark in years later, after the end of Halo 3. Um, others are not that obvious. Some are obvious, others are not. That one, for example, it reminds me of well, not exactly the end, because the second mission on Halo Combat Evolved was optional, where you would end, but I was always ending in that map that was remastered, remade for Halo Reach Firefight. It was called Installation 04. That's where I would always end up on that mission. So yeah, I have two types of paintings. I have those that are from outer space, where you see all the stars, planets, or whatever you want to call it. That thing, I don't even know what that is. It's some strange structure, and I just like to have the mystery there. Others are more focused, are from foreign, are from other planets. Some might even be ours, whatever. And it has, as it happens in Halo, a lot of human colonies were previously occupied by Forerunners. And so there are a lot of remains of old civilizations, and I think that's really cool.
Nice.
I like to have that, to leave that mystery there. People always ask me, what is this? I don't know. You just think whatever you like. Whatever you like, yeah.
That's beautiful
Yeah,
pictures. They're beautiful paintings.
Yeah, Halo was the game that got me into Xbox.
Yeah.
I had friends who had the original Xbox, and we started playing LAN parties in garage, and they were like, "All right, you need to get an Xbox," and so I got an OG Xbox, and we would hook up 4 TVs and 4 Xboxes, and 16 of us in the garage, just going crazy and having fun. So I was hooked to the Xbox since then. And I just love the profile, where you can set up a profile, and the OS, the system that was on the Xbox. So, I mean, I enjoy playing on PlayStation and Switch, but Xbox has always been my preferred platform since then. So yeah, I can't wait till Halo Infinite. So
Yeah, me too. Me too.
So, have you seen any of Halo Infinite? Some special behind the scenes Xbox PT dummy stuff.
No, not at all. I wish.
you could tell us that off the air.
No.
John,
Sadly, no.
John would like to know. He says, "What games are most popular in Portugal?"
Wow, I need help for this. Well, let me see if you can. Maybe not. I would say Fortnite, obviously. FIFA, yeah. Probably Call of Duty. PUBG was also really well received. On Xbox, in the Xbox community, Sea of Thieves is just, people loved it. Also, I think it has something to do with our blood, because we used to explore the entire world, and there's a pirate in every single one of us. So yeah, there's a good community around Sea of Thieves, around Forza, around Gears, around Halo 2. But other than those, I'm not so sure. Maybe Pokemon. I really needed his help, but he's focused.
Well, apparently Gears might be one of them.
I'm trying. Oi. Jogos populares em Portugal.
Opa, Fortnite, PUBG,
Fortnite.
Gears.
Call of Duty, yeah, whatever. What I said. I was just trying to see if you would come up with anything else.
Is mobile?
Yeah,
is mobile big there?
What?
Mobile phone games.
Not sure. Really.
Obviously, you guys don't play them, so. Oh, Pokemon Go,
On
crap like that.
PC, I would say maybe Counter-Strike.
No. Mobile, cell phones. Cell phone games.
Yeah, but I don't think people care about that.
No? It's huge
Yeah.
here.
I really don't see people playing on mobile here.
Huh. Interesting.
Katrina, are you interested in playing the xCloud games when they go to mobile, the streaming?
Yeah, I am, because at first I thought, whatever, I'm not gonna use it. But then one day I was getting into bed and I was hoping to fall asleep, and I was like, "Damn, XCloud would be great right now because I could be playing and then and then fall asleep." But I can't because the console is on the other room.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think eventually I will use XCloud. Yeah. I think I will.
Yeah, that's the kind of mobile gaming I'm looking at. Like,
Yeah.
did you
Other
play
than
Gears
that-
Pop? Yeah, Gears Pop. Did you try Gears Pop?
I didn't. He did, but I didn't. No.
Yeah. It
I'm
was okay
excited
for a little
about Gears Tactics though, because I love
Yeah.
that kind of turn-based game. I loved XCOM, and from that moment on, I played Attack of the Earthlings. That game was really funny. It had an
Yeah.
amazing humor. What else? I'm excited about. I'm curious about Phoenix Point.
Wasteland 3. That's a nice kind of
Which
a
one?
top-down.
Yeah, Wasteland 3. Yeah.
Wasteland. Yeah.
So I'm ignorant sometimes, because I remember then that when people talked about Wastelands, I was like, okay, whatever, looks cool. But then when I realized it was that kind of game, I was like, oh, wait, it's different. Yeah. I love that kind of game. No, well, I like strategy games. I like platforming.
All right.
I like shooters. I kind of like all kinds of games. It would be easier if I would say the kind of game that I don't like. Fighting is one of them. I don't, whatever. It doesn't, it means nothing to me. I played it and I'm like button mashing and well, whatever.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That is, that's the way of it. But
Whatever. Yeah.
I gotta use that. I gotta use that. When my wife goes, "Hey, do you want this for dinner?" I'll just go,
Yeah, but it's true.
So what
It's
about
true.
how about racing games? You like racing games?
Um,
Forza Horizon.
I think I have moments. I remember that I finished Forza Horizon 2 achievements and all. And then I was like, Forza Horizon 3 looks amazing. I'm gonna really finish this. I didn't. Forza Horizon 4, the same thing. I didn't, because also with Xbox PT Dummies, I just stopped having the same time. So it's good and bad, because when you work in something like that, you get the chance to know awesome games that you would never know in any other way, because basically they're given to you and you just have to play them. On the other hand, you want to have some time to play the game that you want to play, but most of the times you don't have that time.
I don't know. I feel
But
it.
I'm okay with that.
My backlog's pretty big. So,
Yeah.
you guys have do you have Xbox Game Pass there?
Yeah, we do.
Okay. Do you have it?
Sorry?
Do you have it yourself?
Yeah, we share the games in subscription, so
Excellent.
Yeah, you have to. It helps make gaming a little bit more affordable, especially when you got two gamers in a house, right? You
yeah,
don't
yeah.
have to buy the game.
That's
twice.
what that's for, right?
Wait till you start having those kids you want. that and the money and that disposable
That's not
income.
a problem
yeah,
for now.
That
That's not a
disposable
problem for
income
now.
floats away, and all Game Pass is
It
like
should be fun. Yeah, it should be fun. Like, mom wants to play and dad wants to play and the kids want to play, and it's gonna be really interesting.
yeah. And that service continues to just kick butt. I mean, I saw. We saw it on your site, albeit I couldn't translate it because I don't know Portuguese. But just this month, you're getting Jump Force and Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, which I was gonna grab it on sale at some point, but now shoot, it's out now. I'm gonna.
Why buy games? Just keep subscribing.
Exactly. That is exactly it.
Yeah.
I don't
especially with Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, whatever.
Yeah.
Forget it.
That's what I
forget it. It's amazing.
Ultimate.
Yeah.
Like right now, I'm playing around with Flame in the Flood. And I didn't play it when it came out, and I heard people talking about it. It was pretty neat, so I'm trying it out. I mean, it's interesting. So
one of the best additions this month to me was Dead Cells. I don't know if you guys played it.
Yeah, no, I saw that. Yeah, that's another one I'm interested in.
I got to review that one, and I discovered a glitch, but I never talked about it in public because I thought, oh my god, I don't want the guys to create a patch to fix this. But basically, you die a lot in that game, right?
Yeah.
But one time, I discovered by accident, because I rage quit. Whatever, I rage quit that day. And what happened? The moment the guy was dying and the little cells started to fall, I just turned off the console. I was like, whatever. Tomorrow I'll be back. And the next day, instead of starting from the beginning again, I was at a few moments before the moment that I had died, and I was like, wait, what? I was supposed to go way back there. I wasn't supposed to still be there. So every time things would go wrong, I would immediately press the menu button to quit the game, then load it again, and it would stay more or less the same place where I was. So I wouldn't have to go all the way back to face all the same places again.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, you get it how you can.
Yeah, glitches aren't always bad. There's some good glitches out there.
Yeah, and I thought, should I tell people this? But I was like, maybe not, because they will know it. I don't know if they know it. And they will patch it, and the fun is over.
And the fun is right. And the fun is over.
Yeah. Because sadly, I don't have the time to be over and over again doing the same thing. But I love the game. I gave it a 10 out of 10. Basically, I had no flaws to point. It's just a red thing.
Yeah, I think it's what you gave Gears. So we haven't even touched on the big games and stuff like that. So obviously obviously your husband likes Gears. How about,
he does.
Yeah, so
just to show you an example. Sorry.
No, please. Oh my.
This is Marcus Phoenix. Which Gears was this?
What?
This statue. Which Gears was it?
3.
Gears 3. Okay.
Nice.
I don't know if you guys know, but there's some lines here. When it's exposed to light for a very long period, in the dark it glows. Most people don't know that. Yeah, most people don't know that. I think this Lancer comes out. But yeah, it has some figures. I would love to have some figures of Halo, but I don't. I really like to have Master Chief or something. But I don't, sadly.
What?
Damn, this is huge.
Phil's coming into town. You gotta change that. You gotta get him to get you some. Say, all right,
we are going to try to make sure we can be with him and just chat for a little bit.
Yeah, and just say, hey, if you got a spare Master Chief statue floating around, just
Yeah, give me a life-size Master Chief. I don't think that would fit. He's really tall, really tall.
You get the new controller?
No,
Yeah.
not yet.
Yeah,
He
I had it.
really wants the console.
Mhm.
But with the dog situation, I'm
Yeah,
always telling him, Tiago, you have to think about priorities. Come on, I know you really want that, but we have to make sacrifices.
Nice.
Whatever. Should be fine, don't worry, but it's just expensive, that's all.
Yeah.
All right, so obviously he likes Gears. Give us your quick and dirty on your Gears, Gears 5 experience and what you like about it.
Man. No, my review was huge.
What?
All right, so
When
you can condense it down a little bit.
yeah,
Obviously.
but I have one problem. When I start talking, it's hard to stop. I wasn't like
Peter
that.
has the same problem on the show.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Yeah, I can tell, man. I'm really tired of listening to him.
Damn.
Oh my goodness.
Well, anyway, Gears 5. I haven't read any other reviews besides some Portuguese ones. And one thing that I find interesting is that most reviews don't even focus the graphics, the visuals, which is stupid to me. Because that's one of the main things. That's the first thing you notice about Gears. You look at that and you're like, wow. There are a lot of things that people don't seem to notice that are different about Gears. For example, everyone assumes that the horde mode is exactly the same that it was before. It's not. It has some differences. And I know there has been some talks about the problems with the servers and all. Some people even told me, since the game came with some issues, I would never give it a 10 out of 10. And well, when we received the game was fine. Because we received it way before 6 September. So the only problem was really about the servers. And one thing that I think for myself, and I believe that's how it's supposed to be, even when you have betas and alpha stages or tech tests, you can never be prepared for something like a launch. Any game with an online component will get messy for the first week. And sometimes people seem to forget that. I don't know why. So that's the kind of thing that I cannot say a game is bad because of that. It isn't. The game is great. The problem is that everyone started playing it. Because the moment that people started playing it in the United States, for example, I noticed because of the time. I was playing with Tiago in co-op campaign, and I was getting kicked out because of the servers. Whatever. So we had a smooth experience the entire time, just minor visual bugs like a guy standing in the middle of the air, whatever. That happens in any game, really. And then when the servers started having thousands of people, that's when the problem started. And the thing is that the coalition, the team was onto it, and they didn't let that thing go until it was solved. I don't. Of course, as reviewers, I believe we all have our criterias. To me, that is not a criteria. For example, minor bugs, as long as they don't influence the gaming experience itself, like a checkpoint problem or I don't know, a certain character needs to show up, and since the character is not there, you can't do anything. That's an issue. But when something is hanging in the air, whatever. I remember that one of the first reviews that I wrote was not given to us, which was the time we were starting to write reviews because we wanted to about games we loved. I started with Halo Wars 2, then I decided to do one about Alien Isolation. Alien Isolation is a perfect game. That game is amazing. But obviously, no game is perfect. The one problem that Alien had was the amount of visual bugs that I had all along the game, and that's perfectly fine. What am I going to do? Take out a few points because of that? No, I'm not going to do that. No game is perfect. People have to understand that. When I give a 10 out of 10, it's like you can't miss this game. This game is a masterpiece. The flaws always come. I don't think that should be an issue at all, really.
Yeah, I mean, if I could still play the game and enjoy it,
Yeah.
they're always, yeah, exactly. Especially this day and age with games that are online, they're on servers, you're going to have problems, especially the first week,
Yeah.
launch day. And I guarantee Call of Duty, the next Call of Duty, with crossplay with PS4, is going to have, and PC is going to have some issues. So it is what it is, and it's not easy for these devs to prepare for those issues until it goes launch, because you can do betas and all you want, you're not going to.
Yeah, the numbers will never be the same. Yeah.
No. So no, I agree. I mean, it's okay to put that into review and say, I've had some issues online server. Like me and Peter, and we had another buddy. We tried to play co-op. When there was two of us playing co-op in Gears, it was fine. But then when all three of us jumped in, then it's like my character was floating in the air, and when I died and came back out, when I came back in, it seemed to settle down. Like after a while, once we started playing a little bit more, it was fine. But then you go on, and one good thing about Coalition, they know these issues are there, and they're relaying that message saying we know these are happening, and we're working on a fix. So
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
okay with it. Like, you know what? That's fine. I'm still gonna enjoy the game. It sucks to have some of these issues, but as long as I know that they're getting addressed, I'm fine.
Yeah, sure. Because one of the things that I saw was people complaining and complaining and complaining. I was like, dude, they already know what is happening. Just be patient. Just have to wait. You're not gonna work anything by keep complaining. I don't know if people are in a rush for something. I don't know. Whatever. But I don't think that's good for the gaming community at all. And especially, I don't think it's good for the people that work every single day to bring a fantastic game, and people forget all of a sudden the fantastic game because it has server issues at its launch, which is expected.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, Techno, go get some rest. Keep healing, my brother. Love you too. Thank you so much for jumping back in. It's the second week in a row we've seen John, and
it's good to see him back.
Yeah,
it's been a while.
He's next step for him is a guest appearance. So I'm gonna start bugging him. It has been. So man, love you, brother. Continue to get better. Gallbladder surgery is no joke. So and check out if you go to his Twitter, man, he put up that picture of his Halo Reach countdown clock. That is cool as crap. That is awesome. So so what out J Street? What's up, J Street? So
hey, what's up, Jay?
So crossplay. So we've brought up crossplay a couple times now, and we have some very diverse opinions on crossplay here on NLG. So we are curious.
Fantastic.
Yes, we're curious as to hear yours. So, where are you at with playing against PC players with mice and keyboard?
It makes no difference to me at all. And I have one example that I keep giving people. I've seen a guy playing PUBG and kicking ass with his mouth, his chin, and his tongue, and you're complaining that you're losing because someone is using a mouse and a keyboard. I'm sorry. To me, that's nothing.
To me, that's not the issue. To me, the issue is it's with Sea of Thieves, and it's with Gears. Whenever it's mixed mode with PC, the game start to glitch. The other thing is for PC, there's faster processing of button presses and commands.
That depends on the PC that people have, right?
Not always. And Sea of Thieves is a big one because if I remember
Yeah,
correctly,
I've heard of it.
so correct me if I'm wrong, Peter, but isn't the PC version of Sea of Thieves 60 frames per second?
That's true.
And that's, I mean, not only that, but the fact that you can turn faster, shoot faster, swing faster.
Right, but
Yeah.
but even if there's 60 frames per second, they did some tests. I think it might have been Gears, and it's like PC is still faster in between. You know, even when you're playing with just a controller between a button press and action versus Xbox X. So,
Well, in a way, I believe that.
and the thing is, like, I'm
It's
not
just-
against it because in Sea of Thieves it can be cool to play, you know, with your PC buddies all together.
Yeah.
We just need to have optional crossplay.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. At least the only way to please everybody, I believe, is every studio that has crossplay in a video game just let people choose if they want to play with other people from other platforms or not. Simple.
Exactly.
But of course, on the other hand, we have this other problem. Since Xbox is starting to get games where you can play with keyboard and mouse, and you're not on a PC, so how do you know if the person on the other side is using a keyboard or a controller? You don't know.
Yeah, and Xbox philosophy is that they leave it up to the developer to
I know, but
to handle it. And to me, it's like, you know, they have those devices like I forgot what they're called. So they trick the Xbox that it's using a controller, but it's actually using a mouse and keyboard.
yeah, but that I know a few people that use that, and they say it doesn't work very well unless you actually use the keyboard and mouse that you're supposed to use on the console. Using the other way is not going to be 100%.
Yeah, but you have those devices, and they can counteract of what's it called? You know, it's keeping your gun steady, and it counteract for a bunch of stuff. So, kind of cheated devices, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, you know, I talked about this last week on the Dreamcast. It's funny you bring this up on the Dreamcast show that we did last week. You know, the Dreamcast had a mouse and keyboard, and one of the first games that utilized it was Quake 3 Arena, and so I did, and I was untouchable. Like that, there was nobody who I mean, I ripped through entire matches because I could spin faster. I was dead on accurate. By the time someone was able to turn around to even see me coming, they were done. And I saw that in the Gears beta. Like Gears is a little different in that because it's like an over the shoulder. You can kind of compensate a little bit. You can, you know, there are things you can, you know, some of the fact that you can get behind cover and roll out of the way, but still, if I'm running down, if I'm following someone and I'm getting ready to go chainsaw them, and in a split second they can whip around and shoot me in the head with their with their Nasher because they're running on a mouse and keyboard, and they can be so accurate and so fast whipping around. It's not necessarily fair, and that's I think where, you know, that's where I am with it. It's not fair, and I harken back to those days when I was just unbeatable in Quake 3 Arena, and I'm like, you know what, I totally understand how people can desire to keep that stuff separate. Now there are games where I don't think it matters as much. Rocket League is one. I've played a lot of games with PC gamers on Rocket League, and they don't have that much of an advantage over over that. Fighting games, you can't play a fighting game with a mouse and keyboard. You kind of have to play that with a controller. So that's even. You could even make an argument for racing games. But when you get to shooters, at least
shooters are the problem.
Shooters have got to be optional.
Well, you definitely need the option there to opt out. But I do believe that crossplay is important because one, to keep you grow the engagement across all platforms.
Well, especially like later in the game's life. You know, when
people start
play
falling
pools
off.
are starting to get smaller and smaller.
So if you're able to play with people on PC or on the other platform, the console platform, then it's good. It keeps engagement going a little bit longer for the game. I think over time, as the developers see the metrics and all that, they see everything behind the scenes, and maybe they can do things to kind of help even things out. But there are console players on controller that are just as good. The only way you're going to start seeing things come into a more even play field is that when you're like right now in Gears 5, you have the ranked matches, and so you can opt in and out. But if some people just play and they don't care and they're just as good, it doesn't bother them. So there are some players out there that it doesn't matter, and it's going to take time for the developers to kind of get through it, and hopefully they can give us the options to opt out and any mode or whatever, and I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, but in a way, I think there's this false idea that just because someone has a keyboard and a mouse will be better than someone with a controller. I've seen that a lot. Yeah,
but some will have some advantage if they know what they're doing. If they are if they're a good PC player, they know.
Yeah.
Some will have, in some cases.
Okay, but and
hey, don't butt us, no.
But, and I think this is, I think this is important to note. There is, at the beginning, an inherent advantage. And you're right, you still have to take into account the skill level of the player. Yeah. But you can be less skilled than you would be on controller and still be a better player because of that inherent advantage. It is a tangible. The thing is, it's tangible. You have, mice are by design much more accurate and much more sensitive than a controller that's got a dead zone on it, that has that you have to do, your movement is different. You're using your entire hand and wrist, whereas you're using your thumb. You have more control. There's just whether or not you could still completely suck at the game, and that could and somebody with a controller could be better than you, but the gap. If that's the gap, if here's the controller guy and here's you, if you're both on controller, that gap is here. If you guys are equal on controllers, you switch to a mouse and keyboard, that player has a bump, and that's the problem. And so just the fact that you can whip around fast, you can do a 180 faster than you can on the controller. That's just a tangible. It's a tangible thing you can see. We saw it in the Peter. You and I saw it in the Gears in the beta. And I got some kills on those people, absolutely, because I'm not horrible at the game. But
also like the game runs differently on PC than it runs on an Xbox.
And see, I don't have that experience because I haven't run it on a PC.
I've done it. Same thing with Sea of Thieves. I've played on PC using a controller. It's much faster. It loads much faster in. You know, you have an advantage.
Well, Coop was saying that, I don't know if he was on Gears, but he was saying that the frame rate was slower on PC than it was on Xbox. I don't know. I mean, like I said, a lot of it too depends on the computer you have, what you're running. But what about as far as you got elite controllers out there and scuffs out there? Aren't those a little bit have some advantage over a regular controller?
Yeah, I was going to mention that because when the Elite controller came out, a lot of people started to say that basically an Elite controller makes you a better gamer. Well, not exactly. If you don't know how to play the game, you're not going to learn all of a sudden because you're using an Elite. That when people talk about keyboard and mouse, I know it's different. It's the gap is not that great between an Elite controller and a normal controller, but there is a gap, and honestly, I don't. To me, it doesn't make much of a difference, or at least I didn't notice much. But basically, when people talk about keyboard and mouse, I ask them, what about Elite controller? Do you think people should be able to choose if they play against people with Elite controllers or not? I mean, there are also people that play with an adaptive controller and have all sort of things. Should they not be able to play with people that play with normal controllers because they can? I think in a way I understand completely that gap and the fact that it's not fair, but on the other hand, if we keep making these differences, I don't know what crossplay is for, really.
Well, crossplay
and
would
people
be,
can just
again,
people should be able to choose. Yeah
again, there are first of all, crossplay is really going to be best when it's across Xbox, PS4, and Switch. That's where I think that's because everybody's on the same control mechanism. Mm-hmm. And like I said, there are some genres of games that do not have that inherency. And I think, again, and sports game, I'll put sports games in there too, because again, nobody's playing FIFA Soccer with a mouse and keyboard on PC. Nobody's playing Madden. Nobody's playing Madden with a mouse and keyboard. Those are not, that is where crossplay can really shine, is, when you and your PC friends are going cross country in Forza Horizon 4. When you and your friends are doing, co-op missions.
All on the same team and not against others. Yeah. Right.
When you guys are going co-op with Gears Tactics, maybe even games like Wasteland and Diablo. I don't think you have an inherent thing there. In a game that requires precision and requires reflex. I mean, keep in mind, I was a PC gamer long before I was a console gamer, so I come from that era of building, a PC that can run Doom 2 in, 640 by 480 at 120 frames. Putting together two video cards to make that happen. To play a game at 800 by 600 so that I could get the drop on somebody. I played those games with mice and keyboard. I know and then, playing Dreamcast. I mean, I know what Jeff's saying. There's, Jeff in the chat was saying, well, the Dreamcast only has one stick. That's not the point. The point is that no matter what control mechanism it was, whether or not you were using the stick to turn and the buttons to move back and forth left and right, if I take two characters and I try to spin one around with the Dreamcast controller stick, and I tried to spin one around with the mouse and keyboard, I guarantee you I would beat the keyboard or beat the joystick guy every time in making a 180. I could spin around faster.
You're right, but times have gone by, and the controller technology has improved. Now you have Elite, you have Scuffs. So that gap between controller and you're always going to have advantage on mouse and keyboard, but the gap has gotten smaller, and that as time goes by, like not too long ago, you had a Fortnite tournament. The guy that came in second place was on controller. So there are going to be cases when, if you're a good gamer, you're good at these FPS games. It doesn't matter if you're playing against mouse and keyboard or not. You're gonna be good, and they're most likely they're beating someone on mouse and keyboard, but you don't know you are.
But they're playing on the same platform, right?
Yeah.
Like all on PC.
I don't know.
I was gonna say what? Yeah, I don't know if they do crossplay tournaments or not yet. But who? What was the control scheme of the first place guy?
I don't know. The control scheme. The guy that came in first place was mouse and keyboard. The one that came in second was on controller. I don't know what platform it was on.
Oh, but
But in some cases, I think over time, as the technology's gotten better, that gap is getting smaller. But yes, mouse and keyboard is always going to have that.
I think a good mouse.
Well, your console becomes more and more equal with the PC, just the inner components,
Yeah. I mean, it's
load times.
Well, like Coop said, now one question that I do have when we do crossplay with PC is I don't know if it's been affecting Xbox Live, the stability of the servers. And now, back in the day, you had Xbox Live only on console, but now you're adding crossplay and you're having PC players, and sometimes you're adding Switch or PlayStation. How's that stability on the servers? Because
I can notice when there's a PC player in there, the game gets wonky.
Well, Coop was saying that whenever he jumped on the Xbox, he's playing with you guys, and he's on PC. That's when he noticed a drop in frame rate on his PC when he went to play with Xbox players. So there's some.
I'm sure it has to throttle. I'm sure it's got a throttle on some of this stuff. The difference between playing like Fortnite on PC versus Xbox, that's a third party, and they're probably doing something to interconnect their systems together. Gears is all being played on Azure servers in Microsoft's in Xbox Live, all. Mm-hmm. So the PC players are logging into Xbox Live. The console players are logging into Xbox Live. So there's probably some throttling going on there to make that frame rate match. Whereas the Fortnite player on PC does not necessarily have to log into Xbox Live in order to play Fortnite against Xbox players. So they probably don't have that kind of restriction. And so that's where you start seeing some of this. The bigger game that we saw it in, and I didn't even play it as much, but I listening to, while I'm in party, listening to Peter and listening to Crazy Juan and listening to Nate, and to an extent, I had some experience with this, watching PC players with mouse and keyboard on Sea of Thieves was frustrating. Was a frustrating experience, and we're in the presence of a pirate legend. I mean, Peter has put in how many millions of hours?
I don't know, too many.
Him. I mean, we at one point had 2 pirate legends on this show, and that didn't matter. You come up across some PC gamers, and you may as well you respawn, you come out of the respawn ship. You pop on your ship. You can't even turn around fast enough for the PC players are on you, and you're done.
You're still in a loading screen, and a PC player already sees you on the boat and kills you before you respawn.
Oh, and then they can just.
That reminded me of when I had the first Xbox One, and Thiago had Xbox One X, and we were trying to play PUBG. That was funny. Because it was already falling, and I was like, oh, well, still on a black screen. Other times, I have a clip of that. We landed somewhere, and I see no houses whatsoever, and I see people just floating there, picking up weapons and stuff, and I'm like, take your time. No rush.
I get you when you come down.
Well, it's going to be interesting once the Scarlet comes out and these newer consoles have the SSD hard drives, and so the loading times should be pretty quick.
And I know people who use SSD hard drives in both their PS4s and externally on their. How funny is it that the external hard drive plugged into an Xbox One is faster than the internal hard drive?
Yeah.
Because USB 3 is faster than SATA. So it's funny how that does have an effect. And SSD drives, yeah, you're right. I mean that in the next iteration of consoles can be a great advantage until everyone's up on that same console. So
that might help you jump over. So
yeah,
it might. So all right, wow,
those subjects are way too complicated.
It's okay though. It spurs some great conversation.
I think there are subjects in life that it just can take one side. It's difficult, really.
Yeah.
We try to balance, but I think in time we just learn to live with it, really.
Well, unfortunately, I think we're not going to have a choice. We can sit here and we can debate and argue about it. People have to listen. And right now, Microsoft is content to say, yeah, we hear you maybe, but we don't agree. So we're just not, we're not mandating anything.
Look at Sea of Thieves. I mean, how long has it been since they said like, oh yeah, we'll give you optional crossplay, and here we are, and they still don't do anything. And
I don't follow Sea of Thieves for a while.
Yeah,
I have a hate-love relationship with that game.
Little geared towards PC. Look at all the streamers. They bend over backwards.
I never noticed much if I had PC players or not. Really, I like the fact that I could play with a friend of mine because he plays on PC and I play on Xbox, which was great. And honestly, there were a lot of people that were complaining about PC players that could kill everybody way faster. But
and then all the hacks and other stuff. Wall hacks and stuff. They can see you from across the map.
But to me, Sea of Thieves has a bigger problem. Supposedly, the game in that game, you're supposed to be the person you want to be. You play the way you want to play, and basically that's it. There are people who love to just raid other ships and kill people and steal the treasures. Okay, fine, I'm fine with that. It's a pirates game, whatever. What I'm not fine with is when I'm trying to do a mission, I have absolutely nothing on my ship. I just want to complete the story, and guys keep chasing us and killing, and you respawn and you get killed, and seriously, I hate that. And every time I come up, there are a few people that believe that there should be a server or whatever that hosts only. There is only for people that don't want to fight with other pirates. Whatever, there's no damage whatsoever. Yeah. And on the other hand, the guys that love those fights always say, "But you're ruining the meaning of the game, because the meaning of the game is to be a pirate." And I'm like, no, the guys always said that the meaning of the game is for you to be whoever you want to be. So if I want to be left alone, please leave me alone, because I'm not here to waste 2 hours of my life to then just have it all ruined because some idiots just show up and won't leave me alone. Come on. Why? Maybe they have that time, but I don't, man. And sometimes people that don't agree with that, they say there should be always player versus AI versus player. And I'm always like, yeah, of course, I understand why you want that, because it's easier for you. It's different from Arena, for example, where everyone has the same goal. On the open world, you can catch anyone off guard. So yeah, I understand why you want that. It's easier. It's an easy prey, right? But whatever, that wouldn't ruin the game. That would just add another option. So that's why I don't exactly like to play the game, because every time I try it, I either have an amazing experience that people come from whatever, whenever, and we make new friends and we have fun. Other time, I'm trying to do some particular mission, especially that Sea of Thieves has these timed missions. And I remember trying to kill the big shark, the megalodon, and we tried like two or three times, and we couldn't because every time because we needed a fifth person, and of course that person would have to be someone else. And we were tricked every time, and then we were like, why? We don't have any treasures. You don't win anything with that. In a way, I believe that it might seem stupid for some people, but in a way, I believe on the other side, people are actually are actually bullying us. That's what it is. Because what else are they doing? Just
Oh, yeah, definitely. There are people out there that's the way they like the game. They like to just mess with people.
yeah,
And they don't care. And yeah, I agree. It's been brought up before. People have brought up and said we would like to have a PVE server.
yeah.
You know, there are many of us who would. It's a beautiful game. I played it a lot on the sloop and just explore the world myself.
Yeah,
And
sure.
so, but I still try to play every Sunday because I'm getting closer to Legendary. So I'm trying to grind away on it. But there are times when the same thing, we get griefed and we're like, we're not even trying to bother anybody, but for some reason, people have a reason to just come by and take us out. We're like, okay.
I can't even understand when, for example, you go on a quest and you pick up some treasures and some skulls and you want to deliver them to the outpost, and suddenly out of nowhere someone shows up and there's a kraken and there's everything happens at the same time, and you end up having 2 hours wasted. But that I can understand, because what these guys are trying to do is stealing everything I have. Okay, but another thing is when they keep spawn killing me. That's just I can't.
Oh,
Seriously.
Yeah,
I hate that.
just real quick, brother, our brother Jago, has had a passing in his family. His uncle passed
Oh,
away. I knew he was really, really sick, but he just posted it in the chat. I'm so sorry, my brother. Our condolences, thoughts and prayers to your family, you and your family from us here. I mean, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, man. That's sorry. So, yeah, so we're here for you. You need to chat. Hit us up in DM or what have you. So really sorry to hear. So, anyway,
That's
sorry.
not easy.
Yeah. Okay. So, wow, it's like 4 a.m. there, isn't it?
Yep.
And he's still playing Gears. He is still.
Hey, I told her it may not a far stretch. We might have hit that 4 hour.
We are not
mark.
hitting
Well,
4
he's not
hours.
playing games anymore.
I know.
He's watching a stream.
Oh, he's watching a stream. I see.
Yeah. And eating some cereal.
You guys are gonna
Yeah.
need power naps before the. So, all right. So one last thing for us to do. We do this during the month. So over here. We have MPD, which does our sales numbers for U.S. and Canada, and we here don't really care a whole lot about the console sales, perhaps, because that's better left for we'll just say for other shows and other people to do. To argue and fight over. We believe that every game has every console and every manufacturer has a place, and as long as they have a good product with good games, they deserve to be on the market. And anybody who really fights and argues over them,
Whatever, it's not worth it.
Yeah, they need to get lives and jobs and stuff like that. So, however,
And game maybe a little bit.
maybe game a
Just
little,
say
right?
yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And game a little bit. That's perfect. You know, stop and play instead of talking about it.
You're asking too much of some of these people.
Yeah.
They just don't understand that.
So, however, what we do like to do here is we like to talk about the individual game sales, and for no other reason than we like to look at trends. So we like to see what and you might find some interesting things here too, Kat, because we have some weird trends that go on here over here when it comes to game sales. So. This is the August 2019 top 20 sales, top 20 game sales. Now over here, it used to be that they would mark these by unit sales. They don't do that anymore. So now what they do is they do it by revenue, by how much the game made, and not all of the games count. Digital, yeah, right. So digital.
Like the Nintendo doesn't count digital,
right?
Right.
Right. So the way, give me one sec for total transparency, we get these from VentureBeat, great site, GamesBeat. Jeff Grubb puts these together every month. It's a good, a great place to go to get this information. And if you see a single asterisk next to a game, it means that it does not include digital sales. If you see two asterisks, it means it does not include PC digital sales. Good night, Jago, and once again, man, I'm so sorry, and our condolences to you, and we honestly really appreciate you dropping in. Even at a hard time like this, it means the world to us. So thank you. We love you, brother. We love you.
Appreciate it, Jago.
So, the triple star here means that Minecraft digital sales only include Xbox One and PS4, but not other digital sales. So nothing on Switch, nothing on PC, and nothing on mobile.
Okay.
Because if we were counting mobile, hell, this thing would be number one every year, every month.
One. Yeah.
All right. So the number one game in this area for the month of August, no big surprise, Madden NFL 20. Madden here is a big deal because, of course, the NFL and American football.
Yeah.
So there's no surprise there. Number two is Minecraft, and that's did I miss? Maybe I did. Did I miss a big Minecraft update?
I don't know.
Because
Minecon is this month, right, or next month, something like that.
I don't know. So
are you? I'm not sure.
Are you, by the way, Kat? Are you guys looking forward to Minecraft Dungeons?
Yeah, Minecraft Dungeons. We're curious about it, but I've never played Minecraft, and I don't think you ever did as well.
Me either.
Yeah, it's not our type of game.
It has Minecraft now has an update brought in a character creator.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
that must be okay. So, wow, 112 million monthly players. Mm-hmm. I think if there was any acquisition that Microsoft made, it was probably a great forward-thinking acquisition. Mm-hmm. It was Mojang, and it was picking up Minecraft. Because, oh my goodness, 112 million a month. A month. Whew. Wow. That's
and they're doing a great job bringing out content. And just the people get very creative in that game, because my daughter, she picks you can pick different worlds that people create, and she's playing a Mario world. So you jump in there, and it's like you're playing Mario Minecraft.
That is insane. I mean,
it's neat.
I mean, Minecraft is what, 10 years old now? I mean, it's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's got
Amazing.
and it's got crazy competition. Roblox is kind of the Minecraft for kids, if there is such a thing as Minecraft for kids.
I've seen adults play that game.
Yeah, I know, I have too.
Yeah, it's a free version.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've seen my daughter try to play that. And I'm like, why? Like, no, go play Minecraft. Don't even.
Well,
play
because
Roblox.
it's got like my son, my youngest son loves trains, so he gets a lot of like train simulators and stuff like that, and roller coaster My 5-year-old, the roller coaster king, he loves those kind of simulators. So that is something Minecraft does not have. So even Roblox, as Peter said, a free game, has 100 million monthly active users. So for Minecraft to be at 112, that's amazing. And of course, the game was added to Xbox Game Pass too in April. So if you've never had a chance to play it, there you go. So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
So think about it. They bought Minecraft for $2.5 billion, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine. They've made that back and then some, like over and super over. So there you go.
It's just a cool IP for them. I mean, it's not just the game itself, but everything that's around it. You have your Legos or whatever. All the other foam swords and
all the merchandise
and the merchandise. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. It's still a big thing.
It's huge.
I remember that at FanFest last year, one of the first things that ran out, one of the first items they ran out was all Minecraft stuff, and I was like, "What? Minecraft? Really?"
Well, remember a couple of years ago when they were when they were pretending that HoloLens was going to be a thing. In gaming.
Yeah.
What was the big game that they demoed? Minecraft.
Yeah.
That you could look on your table and build Minecraft on your coffee table. I mean, yeah.
What about the Minecraft AR for your mobile devices?
Oh yeah.
What's the status? That's coming soon.
Was that Microsoft World, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So, by the way, our resident encyclopedia, Project Jeff, Minecraft was first released to the public on May 17th, 2009, so it is a decade old.
Yep.
So something, I mean, let me put this into perspective, by the way, because I think there is some perspective that needs to be. This particular sales month is a 20-year low for August game sales. So for whatever, they don't really tell you how much the game made. It's just ranked, so keep in mind that on an overall, less people bought games. So, for whatever that's worth. Now, some of that may also have to do with the fact that there's a lot of single asterisks on this list. So, yeah. So and physical game sales are continuing to kind of drop as digital game sales start to continue to rise. So. There may be some trends here. So anyway, number 2 is Minecraft. Number 3.
Yeah. Yay.
No surprise.
Man, people must have multiple copies of that game by now.
I'm telling you that I would love to see the buy-in rate for this game. Grand Theft Auto 5. I want to see the tie-in ratio. Who buys a console and buys Grand Theft Auto as their first game? The number 3 game of the month.
Yeah. I had a guy at work who said he's now just barely playing the story in GTA 5.
Because he spent all the time online?
No, I mean, like I said, there are kids out there who are now becoming of age and they're now allowed to buy the GTA 5, so they're going to buy it. So it's going to stay up there for a while.
Now, is Grand Theft Auto big over there in Portugal?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say so.
The GTA Online, is that
Yeah, there's still a few people that like to come back.
Okay.
It's not exactly a recent game.
No, it's not, which is why we laugh about it every month, because here it's usually somewhere in the top 10 every month since the month it came out, and we just laugh because
I really don't understand why.
we don't know who's left in the entire world that doesn't have it yet besides me.
Yeah.
So, and I'm just waiting because at some point it's coming to Game Pass. I know it. If Metro Exodus could come to Game Pass, so could GTA.
Yeah.
So.
I would expect that the success of GTA 5 would run out when GTA 6 comes out.
I don't think GTA 6
the
is
only
ever
way.
coming out, though, because why? When they're making...
It will take a while because
They're working on it.
they are milking it. Let them milk.
Absolutely. They've been milking it for 4 or 5 years now.
They just came out with the casino DLC, so
Yeah.
people are jumping in on that. So
Spend real money.
yeah,
Yeah, I
Why not?
remember that Portuguese fans were upset because they couldn't use that because of laws in the country. There are some countries that don't allow that casino thing.
Remember this game launched on the Xbox 360. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I bought the game.
I mean, GTA 5 is technically a remaster.
Yeah.
The greatest selling remaster ever created.
It was my first GTA, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Man.
Everybody's like, San Andreas is the best, and people are divided between yes or no for GTA 4, and I'm like, man, whatever. I don't know them.
For it, San Andreas and Vice City. Vice City was so good.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Fire Emblem, Three Houses, number 4 game. That's not a big surprise. Super Smash Brothers Ultimate coming in at number 5. Yeah, we got the string of Nintendo games here. Super Mario Maker at 2 at number 6, and Mario Kart 8, another game, another launch title, sitting at number 7. Number 8 is Mortal Kombat 11. That is still holding strong. And another game that has now been on this chart over here in the States for a couple of years, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. And it's jumped up back into the top 10, which makes me wonder if there was when that new season comes out. But people are still buying and playing Siege. That is fantastic. That's worth it. So we're gonna see though.
They will milk that one too.
Absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
but here's the thing though. While they're milking that, they're at least still putting out, Ghost Recon games. So Breakpoint.
Yeah, but there's Rainbow Six. Yeah, there hasn't been one for a while because they're working on that one.
That's
Still making money.
That's true.
The new Ghost, it's another Ghost Recon. We had Wildlands and now it's Breakpoint.
Yes.
I would say that Rainbow Six is not exactly the same.
Which, by the way, the Breakpoint open beta starts tomorrow.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give that a try.
Just play for a little bit, just in case you get goodies in a full release.
Yeah.
All right, and rounding out the top 10 is Astral Chain. I expected that to be higher with all the hype and that I saw when that launched. But that's the number 10 game of the month.
That's not a bad place for it though.
No.
You're on Switch only, right? So. Yeah.
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, nobody's expecting it to go up against Madden.
Yeah.
I thought it would be higher than Smash Brothers and Mario Maker and Kart. So, but
Mario is well known, so I'm not really surprised.
Very true. Good point. Very good.
Yeah,
point.
because Astral Chain's a new IP, right?
Yes.
Exactly.
Got some
So
good-
I'm actually
good
surprised
reviews.
it's that high. That's good. It means the game is really good.
Yeah.
All right. So rounding out the top 20, we have Marvel's Spider-Man at 11, which it's nice to see that one still hanging on. Especially that must have been during the sale because that's when I got it.
Yeah, it was what, $11?
It was $11.
Yeah. So yeah, no surprise.
What a
But, I mean,
deal.
It was.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. If you have a PlayStation, that is a must.
Mhm.
So, we're gonna have to talk in the next couple of weeks about the future of the Spider-Man games now that all this brouhaha with Disney and Marvel.
Yeah.
that's kind of on hold right now.
Well, yeah, because
That's interesting.
yeah, that came out of nowhere that Apple might be buying Sony. Oh,
Well, Sony, the movies part,
Yeah,
not the whole 9 yards.
The studios,
that's
Sony
right.
Studios.
But still, that
No, I know.
affects that totally.
It could be Apple, could be Amazon.
Yeah,
They're all like eyeing it though.
Microsoft.
But that could
If
affect
that
the
happens-
game, right?
Microsoft needs to swoop in. Wouldn't that
Right.
be funny?
But that,
You know who the
But-
winner? Who
Yeah.
the winner will be? Whoever buys the Sony movie studios, it's going to be Disney
Oh yeah,
because then Spider-Man returns back to Marvel.
does it?
Yep,
yeah, it will. Yeah.
it cannot be sold.
Oh, I didn't know
yeah,
that.
so Disney's like, okay,
Yeah, maybe they're the ones in the back
Sitting
corner
in-
going, "Hey, hey, Apple, why don't you take a run at Sony?
yeah.
The House of Mouse will help you out."
Yeah.
Man. All right, so number 12, Breath of the Wild, the other big opener for the
Yeah.
Switch.
Probably anyone who buys a Switch buys one of those.
I'm going to be
Mario Kart, Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, I'm also going to be very interested to see how well these games do when the Switch Lite really ramps up.
Depends who's going to buy a Lite. Are those people who own the Switch are going to buy the Lite?
No, I'm just wondering
Or going
if
to be new?
you're going to see sort of a bigger mass market push with it, because look, this is how I feel about the Lite. We talked about this when we talked about the announcement. People, this finally proves that the Nintendo Switch is a handheld, right? Because it's got no TV mode, can't undock the Joy-Cons. It's a
Yeah.
handheld. So
Yeah.
Oh,
I
the
think
Switch
it's
is pluggable.
right, it's a handheld with a
Dockable
dock.
handheld.
Right, it's a handheld with a dock. So this just proves it.
This proves it.
It proves it
Exactly.
beyond a shadow of a doubt. And so, at some point, this is going to be the new predecessor to the DS. People are going to see
Yeah,
this as okay, this is a handheld, and that's how they're going to see it. And I think that I'm going to be curious to see how Mario Maker and Kart and Breath of the Wild and all these do once that comes out. I want to see if they start shooting all the way back over. We start seeing these games at number 1 again. No. Number 13 is one of Peter's favorite games, Red Dead Redemption 2.
I mean, it's kind of mixed feelings. I was disappointed because my expectations were super high.
I know. I'm looking at
I
your-
don't do that to myself a long time ago. That's not wise.
No.
You better lower your expectations and be
'Cause then you
surprised
find
and
flaws
have
and they
high
really-
expectations and
And the high
well.
expectations, the bigger the flaws you find, even though they're
Yeah.
like very small, but they just blow out of
But I
proportion.
give you credit. You finished the game though.
Yeah,
I did.
I put it
Of
away
course.
after 3 days.
I paid a good $60 for it.
Yeah,
so.
damn it, you're gonna
Yeah.
play it
I
through.
need to get every penny out of it.
Hey, thanks to Game Pass, you can afford it though.
True.
That is true. So, number 14 is Call of Duty Black Ops 4.
Why did that all of a sudden?
I don't know. It's always kind of hung around, but
Yeah.
especially with the new one coming.
Right.
Maybe people played the beta for Modern Warfare and went, nah, I'm going back to Black Ops.
Maybe it could be.
So, number 15, Age of Wonders Planetfall. Number 16 is Mario Party, Super Mario Party. 17 is the Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, the other Marvel Switch exclusive. New Mario Brothers Deluxe at 18. Dark Pictures Man of Medan comes in at 19. And Assassin's Creed Odyssey at 20. So if you count it up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Almost 50% of this list are Switch games. That's amazing. That's amazing. Like I said, when the light comes out, is the light out yet, or is it coming out in a couple of days? I think it comes out. I'm pretty sure it comes out this month.
I do plan on getting one mainly for my daughter.
Hold on, I'm gonna find out. It might be. Let me go to Target here.
Of course, I say that now, I'll probably end up having it.
Delivered after. Well, wow. Okay, maybe I shouldn't look there. It's so sold out. Target says after Friday, November 8th. Let's go to GameStop. Let's look at Switch Lite. Available tomorrow. So it comes out tomorrow. Okay, so we're gonna find out.
My man just fell asleep.
That's fantastic. Well, it is almost 5 in the morning, so that is our NPD, and I think we're gonna go ahead and start wrapping up, so you can actually get some sleep as well. Probably be nice. We do very much, honestly, very, very, very much appreciate you coming out and spending some time with us. I'm glad that we have been able to get to know you this evening, and what happens over there in Portuguese game. Yeah, his head just went, so he's done. And we appreciate you guys. I mean, you're 5 hours ahead of us, so we appreciate you hanging in there too, very much so.
No problem. Thank you for the invite again.
Yes, absolutely.
I appreciated this. It was fun.
It was, and a lot of great game talk.
It's nice to meet you guys too.
You too, yeah. And as we do with all of our guests, your open invite whenever you feel like staying up and pulling an all-nighter. You're welcome. You're welcome to come on with us and talk games. I tell you what, when we start getting into some Halo news, since you're a big Halo person, we'll see if we can grab you and bring you back on.
Okay.
So tell everybody where they can find you, and one more plug for Xbox PT Dummies.
Well, it's easy really to find us. Xbox PT Dummies. There's no name like it. So really, you can go to Twitter, to Facebook, to Instagram. You have our website. We have our mixer. Just type in Xbox PT Dummies. It's really easy. On our website, we also have the links for every other thing. We also have a Discord channel, but if you don't speak Portuguese, it's not worth it.
Don't they have a translator plugin?
No. No, sorry about that. Well, on Twitter and Facebook and all, we speak Portuguese, but if anyone wants to talk, even on Mixer, and you want to say hi, we speak English anyway. There's no problem with that at all. So feel free, don't be shy.
All right. And of course, we can find you at the Twitter handle there below your name at PT93, and I encourage everyone to follow her and follow Xbox PT Dummies, and you can at least translate the site on Google. So we can translate the website. So if you get a chance, take a look. And again, it is a pleasure to have you on, and we really appreciate you taking the time with us, and we look forward to to hopefully even doing some gaming with you. Let to get some gears going.
Yeah, sure. Actually, if you want my gamer tag, it's not much different from my Twitter handle. It's catpt93 tag, which means cat the other way around.
Oh, okay.
It's easy, really. But anyway, if anyone wanted to ask, you could just go to Twitter and ask me personally. There's no problem with that. And actually, just a curiosity. My gamer tag is cat because I'm Catarina. PT from Portugal, and 93 is the year I was born.
Oh,
Simple.
Nice. Okay, there you go. We kind
That's
of
when I
did
graduated
figure.
from high school.
Yeah, we kind of did figure the PT was for Portugal. So.
Yeah, basically, almost. There was a time maybe that happened. Now, not so much, but during the 360 era, pretty much every Portuguese guy or girl had PT on the gamer tag.
Nice.
Oh.
So every time you would look at a gamer tag and it said PT, oh, maybe wait, that's a Portuguese guy. That's Portugal. You always knew that. It was funny.
Nice. And so I have to try. Ferreira? Am I close?
Sorry, what?
Ferreira?
He's
Am
trying
I
to say your
close?
last name.
You can try it.
Ferreira?
You can try it. It's really difficult.
It can't be. It can't be.
You gotta roll
It
your R's.
I can say my name.
Ferreira.
Catarina Ferreira.
Right, one more time.
Ferreira.
Ferreira. That
You
wasn't
have
that.
to really make it strong.
Ferreira.
Don't worry. Yeah,
Well,
Ferreira.
look, okay, so hold on. So I'm Jewish. We roll our R's a ton. So, that's Ferreira. Ferreira. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, nice
See
one. Nice.
that? See, I wasn't that hard. So, all right. Well, we would thank.
My last name is difficult. Yeah, I know.
It's not that difficult. So, all right.
Not for you. Okay.
That's right. All right. So again, thank you so much. This has been wonderful. My brothers Peter and Chris. Thank you guys. It's almost my bedtime these days with having to get up at 7:30 in the
My
morning.
bedtime is long.
I was gonna say I can't complain because
I hope you're off today, or you don't have to go to work.
Yeah, you hung in.
Yeah, my work is Xbox PT Dummies, and I'm the boss. So
There you go.
There you go. There you go.
I'm off on
Uh,
Friday.
This was work related, so
That's right.
actually
You right.
worked already.
There you go.
Exactly.
He
You
was
can write this off.
yeah,
working overtime.
That's right. Oh, and of course, our awesome chat room. I know a couple people had to roll out early. Techno Fabulous, Jago, who once again, we're so sorry to hear about the passing of his uncle, and our thoughts will go with you. Jeff, Coop, I know Invader was in here. J Street stopped in. We always have just a wonderful chat room of great gamers. We appreciate you guys so much, and thank you guys. Stinking Corpse, he might have fallen asleep. He's kind of over in that area. I think he's like another hour ahead of you in the UK, so he may have fallen asleep. Witty probably is either asleep or he's high, one of the two. And by the way, check
Maybe both.
check out our Twitch page. I'm going to bring this stuff over to the YouTube. But Witty's been doing Greedfall, great Greedfall stream, and he played on Extreme today. So when I tweeted it out, I said, "Oh the humanity, oh the profanity."
Yeah.
So,
There's
Witty,
a little bit of profanity.
yeah,
there.
just a little bit. And of course, when are we getting another WDFC, Chris?
Let's go for in 2 weeks.
All right, that's always great. WDFC.
You never know. I might do it tomorrow out of the blue. So
There you go.
I'm off tomorrow. So
There you go.
we'll see.
And
Don't be surprised.
yep, and the guys that do WDFC, which is Chris and Coop and Witty and Daz when he's around, and all that guys love it. So thank you, everybody. We will see you next week. Everybody have a great weekend, and make it a gaming weekend. And everybody have a good night. Play on, gamers,
Come on, guys. And girls.
and everyone.
And everyone.
Bye, Goop. I'll pass him on the highway and he's broken down in his Camaro.